Hey YouTube, just thought I wanted to share a few of the little things I learned working in the kitchen, you know. Add some oil here, olive oil. The only thing I don't like about these, you know, like I said, I like to cook with wood and a small little barbecue like this. It's really hard to control your fire, you know, as to where you got a bigger one, you can build your fire onto one end, you know, and just easier. It's not that it can't be done, it's just, like I said, it's just easier to do. But I'm going to show you guys a little trick right here with these onions, man, to take them to another level. And this ain't going to be a long video. Here's the trick right here. It's going to, you know, it's already a sweet onion, a Vidalia onion. But what this is going to do, it's going to cook all this liquid off of that Coca-Cola, and it's just going to leave the sugars and the syrup, you know, and it's going to help caramelize it. It really does a lot for your onions when you do it that way. I imagine you could experiment with other stuff, root beer maybe, you know, Pepsi, whatever, any type of dark cola you want. I mean, you could use a lighter cola too, I imagine, depending on what flavors you're looking for. I just know that the Coca-Cola works really good. And it works really good for lots of stuff. I mean, you know, our dumbasses, when they were fucking telling us, you know, you learned at a young age, oh yeah, you can use Coke to clean off all the corrosion off your fucking car battery. But we're drinking this shit, right? Yeah, I can't tell Mom, man. I'll tell you what, man. Especially when it comes to women, man. They wake up in the morning, man. They don't have their coffee and cigarette, or in the afternoon don't have their soda pop. Man, you don't even want to be around them, right? That's like fucking crackheads going through withdrawals of not having crack, you know? On the news, they're talking about, you know, it's this dude, he just got 14 felonies, man, or whatever, because flying drones over these forest fires and recording it and shit. And I guess he's hampering, you know, air operations. They've had to down the plane several times because of his drones. His drone. Yeah. Which I think that a lot of the methods they use to fight forest fires are asinine anyway, but who the fuck am I? I'm not a firefighter, so how would I know, right? I mean, you can imagine the type of heat that's coming off this forest fires, and that, you know, it shows them dropping, you know, I don't know what type of chemicals they use, but it shows them dropping anywhere from, you know, foam chemicals to water. You know, what are you dropping all this water, and you guys, you know, how much of that shit just evaporates because of the high temperatures before it even hits it by, you know, it seems to me like, you know, taking that same amount of water and dispersing it at ground level, however, you know, find a uphill area that you can get to if you can, and just flood that motherfucker, you know. Tankers, man, just full of water, just unleash them down the hill. If it can be done that way. I'm not saying, you know, I'm just ideas, you know. It's funny too, because there was a time when story about the scuba diver. You ever see the scuba diver they found after they got the forest fire out? They couldn't figure out why there was a guy in the middle of the forest in scuba gear burnt to death. Yeah, one of them damn fucking planes picked his ass up out of a lake, man. And fucking dropped him on the fire. What a way to go out. Yep. Looking real good here. You can start to see it. See the color in the onions, you know, it's taking on the sugars of the syrups of the Coca-Cola. Got a couple hamburgers here and a hot dog, all beef, Dearborn brand. That's our local brand here. I got a couple of recipes I want to start showing you guys, man, because I'm really starting to, you know, I'm going to eat what I'm going to eat today, but, you know, I've been really trying to clean up my diet as far as, you know, not eating meat, and what I'm going to do is I think I want to start sharing some, because, you know, cooking is something I really enjoy doing, and if I can do it in a way to where I can help someone else out, too, I mean, that would be awesome. You know, it was my whole point to get on YouTube, was to help people, you know, if I could in some way, you know, by showing them some of my own struggles and things that I'm trying to do to correct them. And maybe they can get some advice or information that way. But, you know, I want to start showing some more vegetarian meals and ways to take a piece of meat and really stretch it out. You know what I'm saying? Is to where, you know, we never know what the times we're going to see are coming. You know, we might not have, you know, access to just go get meat from the grocery or the market or however we're getting it ourselves, and you might really be relying on, you know, what you can harvest yourself out of the wilds and raise yourself. And when you do it that way, you got to be more... Just push it. You got to be more disciplined, you know. You know, when you have the ability to run out, is what I'm saying. Here. Thank you. You know, you harvest a deer. Well, that deer's only going to last so long until you got to go get more, you know. Now, I don't know about fish. Other than raising it yourself, I don't even know if I trust the fish in the world now that's available for consumption. But yeah, ways to make your meat, you know, go a longer way, you know, with sauces and stews and stuff like that. And then my wife, she wants to start a cooking YouTube show, you know, and I'm trying to help support her with that, because you know, what we would do is either her, when I'm with her, you know, we would go to the street people, you know, where they're cooking food and making it, and show you that, and then, you know, then go in and then have her show you step by step how to make that dish. I mean, that was my whole goal originally, you know, and I'm not too far away from it, actually. If it wasn't for dialysis, all this would be behind me. But, you know, they don't have certain types of stuff over there, and that's what I was going to do, is we were going to rent a place over there in the capital, and I was going to sell, you know, Middle Eastern, Mexican, and a couple American dishes that they don't have over there. You know, their pizza over there was kind of fucked up, you know, like I went to a Pizza Hut while I was there, and their pizza, they don't have like pizza sauce. The pizza sauce was almost like ketchup, you know what I'm saying, on the pizza at Pizza Hut. Everything else was good. I mean, you know, the cheese was on point, the crust, everything, and they had, you know, their option of beverages are just so awesome over there, man, because like I said, over there, they just be blending fresh fruit to make their drinks. But, yeah, their pizza was kind of fucked up. It was edible, you know, but when you don't know what pizza is, you know, I've worked in a few different pizza places, you know, from the big chains to the little mom and pop pizza shops, and it matters, man. Best place around here, you know, we got this guy, it's just his dad owned the shop, now he owns it. It's just they got one location, he never expanded or tried to grow, and he's always the guy making the pizza, man, and you get the same pizza from him every time, man, and it's on point, man, from the crust to the sauce to the toppings, you know, and everything they do homemade, you know. His subs, you know, he makes his own bread for his subs, and yeah, he does a real good job. But he takes pride in what he does, you know. A lot of people get into selling food just because they know they can go buy a fucking frozen pizza somewhere, heat it up, and sell it to their customer, you know. Same with any other meal, you know. I'm lucky at the few places I did work in the restaurants and was learning to cook that, you know, a certain amount of stuff was being done, you know, or we made it up ourselves, you know. We made our own meatloaf. We made our own lasagna, you know. But now I'm more into learning, you know, I like to be able to cook on site wherever I'm at. And I like to be able to make whatever I want to make. And, you know, if you want to order a lasagna for somebody, you know, you just can't, it's not like in a restaurant, you know, where you can just make up a big tray of the shit, let it cool down, cut it into squares, you know, and wrap it, and then put it in the cooler. And it's good, you know, for 3 or 4 days. And they don't even, you know, they don't waste shit at the restaurants. You know, after the 3 or 4 days and it's getting ready to expire, then it goes into the freezer, you know. Now it's good forever, you know, whatever, until they want to pull it out and heat it up. And usually if you're a busy restaurant, you know, you don't have to do much of that, but it's funny how in America right now they say more people eat out than they do cook at home. And it's really sad, man, too, because if you really think about it, I mean, if I had to, I had no choice of what my diet was going to be other than just to sustain myself, I think I could feed myself for a month on $20. You know, if I had to. Maybe even less. But that's not how we eat these days, you know. We want what we want. We want what we want it. We want it how we want it. And we don't care what the nutritional value of the shit is, as long as we're, you know, satisfying that hunger in our belly. And even more, to satisfy the hunger in the belly, we're really trying to satisfy the taste buds. Which, like I said, that can be worse, you know. Food is one of the worst addictions, you know, worse than alcohol, worse than any of the drugs out there that are really addictive. And, you know, I don't believe in any drugs addictive more than any other drug, you know, because ultimately I've had my little experimentation with doing different shit, you know. I never got into none of the hardcore shit, but heroin and pills and shit like that. But I've, you know, I smoked crack cocaine before. I've done cocaine before. You know, I just didn't fuck with, you know, pills and heroin and I'll tell you what, none of them I really cared for, you know. I didn't like it, actually. But the marijuana now, that one can be a tough one, man. Yes, it can. Because it's, you know, it's one of them that it doesn't mess you up enough to where you can't function. But it, you know, it gives you what you need to make it through the day, you know what I'm saying? And you guys, I mean, a lot of you guys know where I'm coming through that when I mean make it through the day. And I think the more you know, the harder it is to make it through the day, man. Like, you know, when you're just surrounded by fucking idiots, like, you know, everywhere you fucking turn, you know. It's like, where is your escape? Where can you go? Well, I can tell you right now, we're supposed to go to the scriptures. But we don't do that, you know. We go and we get a beer, we get us a fucking joint or whatever, you know, to help ease the pain of whatever. And people, like I said, people gotta know, you know. Because, you know, I talk about my dad. You know, how he was a piece of shit. But the sad part about it, he wasn't a bad guy, man. He wasn't a bad guy at all. His alcohol addiction, though, made him become a poor father and a poor husband. And with that, why is all these people struggle like they do? Because they're slaves, man. They're looking for they're trying to find a place in their mind where they can maintain. They know they're a slave. When you do nothing but go in and do nothing but work all your life, and you see that other people out here are fucking just living it up, and you can't figure it out, you know, like, what the fuck, you know? Oh, save your money. One day you can retire and you can enjoy it too. No, wait a minute. I'm watching you all enjoy this shit right now. And you're telling me that maybe one day I can too? Fuck you. So yeah, no wonder why these motherfuckers become alcoholics and fucking drug addicts and shit. They got people right now on the news, man. Amber Alert. 2 parents are fucking running from child custody services because they're trying to take their kid away from them. You know, that's one of them situations, you know, fucking... That's one of them situations where you don't know, you know, it's like, what the hell? Do I see these people? Do I call because that child's in danger? Or do I fucking try to help them because the child is probably in way more danger by being in the custody of Child Protection Services? You know, I guess it would all depend on the level of what they're saying is happening, and you don't even know what see, that's the thing, you don't know what the accusations are. You just say they just say the child's in harm's way. Well, shit, you know, back in the day, you know, like I said, we used to ride in the back of the pickup truck. Well, that right there would have been grounds to take your children away from you. So what is really putting someone in harm's way, you know? So how do you know if you want to help these people, or do you want to help bring them to justice? Where they're in a system where there's no justice, you know? Fuck, man. My heart goes out to them, I'll tell you right now. You know, what a situation that in where you're running to try to fucking protect your child, you know? I'll tell you what, man, you better be careful, because some of us don't run too fast, you know? You better be careful, motherfucking CPS, for that motherfucker that's ready to stand his ground and die on it. I would love to see that shit, man, on the fucking come up on the news, you know? And then in the world, in the whole country, would react to it like, you know, the dude was a psycho or whatever, and all the poor people and their poor families that are left behind and stuff. Well, what about the poor family you were all about to fucking take their children from? Fuck you all. You got what you deserved, man. As far as I'm concerned, you should all be hanging from a rope fucking in the middle of the fucking town for everybody to see. You kidnap children is what you all do. To indoctrinate them into your whatever. This is where a lot of kids get really fucked up, you know, because by the time they go through the other kids there molesting them and all the people working there molesting them and everything else that goes along with it, you know, having nobody in the world that cares about you other than whatever money you can bring. And you better believe that. I know around here, man, there's a fucking gay dude that fucking adopts kids, man, and he gets paid, man. He gets fat checks. He don't even have to work, man. He's got 2 or 3 kids at any one time as a foster parent, as being their foster parent, and fucking he gets paid, man. And he's paid good. Fucking homo. Sick ass motherfucker. Now, whether he is doing anything with them kids or not, I can't say. I'm just saying that that's not a good situation, period, you know? A man needs a man, not no fucking puss cake, fairy ass motherfucker. Especially they're already fucked up, going through the situation they going through. And you're gonna fuck them up even more by fucking giving them to some fucking homo motherfucker or transvestite? I ain't cool with that shit, man. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm at the point where, man, I wish fucking God would fucking send back Moses and send back, Daniel and fucking Abraham and say, all right, y'all know, anybody out here that's fucking up, you're my boys, you're my righteous men. You guys are down here to do my will. You guys fucking take the biggest rock you can find and crack it across his head. Time to clean this shit up again. But that's what I said, It would take God to bring back righteous men in order to carry out anything like that, because, we're not righteous men. And for me to stone a homosexual or transvestite, being a sinner that I am and being unrighteous, that kind of defeats the whole purpose, because you know what, as soon as I got done, it would be justified if a righteous man came and stoned me, so there's lots of great stories in the Bible, like I said about the whore, where they wanted to fucking stone her. It was a kind of a trick to try to trap Jesus up, but you can't trick God. These fucking dumb motherfuckers. They're gonna trick God, But yeah, those onions are looking great. Maybe I'll do one more shot. But yeah, man. It takes a righteous man in order to dish out judgment and punishment, And like I said, I'm not a righteous man, so it's not for me to carry out something like that. It would be unjust if I did it, actually. I had a buddy, he's been going to church all his life, got dialysis, and he asked me, what about the guy that works on death row, that's got to kill these people? What's God going to say? I was like, God didn't make him take that job, buddy. He's like, but if they're getting put... I was like, no, God decides who dies and who don't. That's it. That's the way it has to be, man. I was like, that guy is going to go... He's going to be held accountable for every murder that he was involved in. And he can tell himself all day long it was just his job, but God, like I said... Oh, that was the only job available you could take? Was killing other people? I don't think God's going to buy that one. Alright, you guys, that's a little independence of the mind day thinking and independent thinking celebration, lunch or dinner, whatever you want to call it. You make some hamburgers. I think I might eat that hot dog, man. I'm really not wanting too much meat, man. I tell you, once you start not eating it, you just don't want it no more, really. Other than you crave, like I said, it fills you up in a different way. You go vegetarian for a year, and I'll tell you right now, one of them half of one of them hamburgers would be hard to put down. That's a lot of beef right there. Yes, sir. But this is what people living on, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel bad. As long as I'm not selling forbidden foods to people, I don't have a problem selling it. I mean, I can't tell them how they can eat. That's their responsibility, As long as I'm not selling them alcohol or things that they're going to consume. You know, that's everything I do will be cooked, you know, with fresh ingredients, you know. I try to use all fresh and quality ingredients, you know. Like when you go buy chicken and shit like that, you know, you got to get Amish chicken or free range chicken, you know. You can't just be buying the regular shit because, I mean, look at the size of the fucking chicken. Just a chicken breast, man, or a chicken leg. It's like fucking dino chicken and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's 5 times the size the chicken should be. You know, a chicken, young chicken, you know, a year old, it's ready to eat. And if you got chickens that stop laying, and then you start, you know, eating them too. Alright, get this soft. Get the doggy dog off there. Yep. Alright, you guys, it's getting on 25 minutes. I told you I'll try not to make these videos too long, and I'm just not even paying attention to the time right now. Wasn't talking about anything particular. I just wanted to show you the little trick with the onions you can try, you know. Hit that with a little soda pop when you're caramelizing it, and yeah, it takes it to another level. I'll tell you, I was making the onions like that, and I was set up selling hot dogs one day, and I had a lady stop, and she got a hot dog. Man, that lady bought 3 hot dogs, I swear, back to back. She got done with the first one. She's like, oh my God, that's the best hot dog I ever had. And I wasn't using nothing, you know, just a regular good name brand, all beef, Hebrew National, kosher hot dog. But it was the onion that I put on the top of it, man, to set it off, man. And like I said, she ended up buying 3 instead of just the 1. So give that, guys, a try. Remember, I love that. That was a real powerful statement for me, guys. You don't have to know anything to be able to know everything. And I'm going to be saying that in every one of my videos now, man, because that really was really powerful for me. Made so much sense for me, you know. You do not have to know anything to be able to know everything. And just like I showed you right there, you didn't have to know how to make your onions just taste 100 times better, but now you do, right? God bless you guys. Have a great, wonderful Independent Thinkers Day.